Welcome to Ohio, where dreams and gorillas go to die.
Because here's the thing, look at dude over here.
Here you'll see a really good shot of the Sony speaker on the inside of my car. Oh, there's the mall. I would. Look at rollerblading in there.
I've got to get you a pair of rollerblades. Welcome to the fourth Dead Mall Date Night. I am your cruise director, Kristen, and in this video, Ron and I visited the TOWNE Mall Galleria in Middletown, Ohio. Middletown is about halfway between Cincinnati and Dayton, Ohio. It is not, however, where it gets its name. There are two theories on this. One is that the founder of the town, Stephen Vail, hailed from Middletown, New Jersey, and the other is that it is the middle point of navigation on the Great Miami River. It is not, however, named for being the middle point between Dayton and Cincinnati. TOWNE Mall was designed by Jacobs, Visconsi & Jacobs, which, as we discussed in our last video, was a firm that developed many malls throughout Ohio and its neighboring states. They also designed Eastgate Mall, which you may remember from when we visited a few weeks ago. A freestanding McAlpin's department store, which was where the Burlington and Gabe's now stand, opened in 1975. The remainder of the mall was built onto it over the next 2 years, and the full mall opened on February 9, 1977. The original anchors included not only McAlpin's, but a 68,000 square foot Sears and a 118,000 square foot Elder Beerman. The McAlpin's would do so well that they would also open 3 additional boutique stores within the mall that included a bridal salon. Other inline tenants included Rogers Jewelers, who remain one of the few tenants to this day, Chess King, County Seat, Casual Corner, Radio Shack, Spencer's Gifts, and Worthmore Menswear, who remain into 2014. Their label scar is still visible above their former space. Watch for that in the second corridor when we get. In 1968, another mall had opened in Middletown called City Center Mart, and TOWNE Mall contributed to its short, largely unprosperous lifespan. City Center Mart was in downtown Middletown, and by 1977, the retail center of the town had begun to move toward I-75. City Center Mart did not survive past the late 1980s and was demolished in 2001. TOWNE Mall was purchased in 2001 along with the rest of the Jacobs portfolio by CBL and Associates of Chattanooga. Since it was off the beaten path, small, and in a less than up-and-coming market, the mall fell down the priority list, and by 2005, 30 of the 52 storefronts sat vacant. In 2012, the number of operational stores in the mall had dwindled to 12, and TOWNE Mall was sold to Bless Properties, who updated the name to TOWNE Mall Galleria. Dillards, the anchor that had started as McAlpin's, closed in 2012, and the ownership of the space was transferred back to the owners of the mall for a tidy sum of $1.2 million. In 2013, the Elder Beerman location was converted to a clearance center, only to close the stores permanently in 2015 and also to transfer ownership of its space to the mall owners for $1.2 million. Town Mall sits with only 3 tenants inside it. The Planet Fitness faces the exterior. Burlington Coat Factory is the only anchor. The mall is not quiet, however. The day we were there, they were playing 90s club music. Like La Bouche, Too Unlimited, like jock jams. It made the corridors seem more empty than if they were just silent due to the sound of music normally reserved for high-energy crowds echoing around in there. It was also hot. I don't think they have the air conditioning on. The only other mall I've ever been in that's quite this empty is Cincinnati Mills, and it's really hard to feel too bad for the tenants that are in there because Kohl's, Arcade Legacy, and Bass Pro Shops are doing pretty well for themselves. There are only 3 inline tenants in here, a salon, Rogers Jewelers, and a little jewelry and clothing store called Funky People. Ron and I had to duck in there to avoid mall security, ended up looking around for a little while. First of all, if you're ever looking for a hard-to-find band shirt or merchandise from a couple years ago, they probably have it. They have a lot of stuff that I can imagine people my age would love to find. Plus, the owner is a 40-year experienced jeweler and watchmaker, and he told us he works 7 days a week from open to close. He's sitting there on the mall babysitting the merchandise because hardly any customers come in. If you're from the area and are in the market for some body jewelry, a purse, some hippie merch, or just need some jewelry repaired, come check this store out. It's run by a really nice guy who would really appreciate your business. In 2014, 5 of the remaining 12 tenants left the mall, dwindling the number of tenants to 7. On the upside, Burlington Coat Factory and Gabe's began work on the former Dillards space and signed 11-year leases on their spaces. In 2016, Planet Fitness signed a 20-year lease for their spot in the mall. In September 2017, Sears closed. Sears still owns their anchor space and has it on the market for $850,000. Like City Center Mall before it, Town Mall suffered due to geography as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's halfway between Cincinnati and Dayton. So by the early 90s, a mere 20 minutes away in either direction, shoppers had their choice of a freshly renovated, million-plus square foot mall in the form of either Tri-County Mall in Springdale or Dayton Mall on the south side of Dayton. Town Mall is on the small side. It's a little shy of 400 square feet, so it kind of suffered on a larger level what Eastgate Mall has. It was also never renovated. I love the look of this place because I'm generally not a fan of the 2000s style mall remodels and I'm much more at home here. This mall just has a sadness to it though. This place is a wide open canvas for some intrepid developer to do literally anything with, but your guess is as good as mine as to what that would be. I'd love to make another video a couple years from now about how this mall has been resurrected as an indoor combat archery arena, or a sports complex, or an apartment complex. Time will tell. Somebody once told me.
I hate you a little for getting that in my head now.
Love you. I do want to take just a moment and give a brief preview of a couple things we have coming up. We have a road trip planned for September to the Pittsburgh area where we'll be seeing as many malls as we have time and money for. We also just recently met up with Sal from the Expedition Log series and filmed Cincinnati Mills at night and got some really cool stuff that you probably haven't seen before. So be sure to subscribe and you'll be notified when that stuff shows up on our channel. Please click on the link in the description to join the conversation on Discord and share this video with your friends, with anyone who might enjoy this. Till next time, thank you again for tagging along with us.